Hello everyone, welcome back to Dungeon Maker here on the, of course, World of Madness server. So, a fair bit's gone down. You might notice I had a nice, lovely diamond enchanted sword, but then I got ganged up on by a whole ton of guardians and lost it. I managed to get my pick back at least, although that one's nearly gone, but I do have another one waiting in the ranks. You might notice you can't hear anything currently. That's actually part of a bug relating to resource packs and such, but I do know how to fix it. But as people pointed out, guardians out of water can sound quite rude, so I'm just going to leave that for the moment, because our first job today, of course, is to paddle our way all the way over here, which I have expanded the barrier quite a fair bit. It now covers the majority of two sides. I've still got a fair bit to go. It takes a lot of sand to cover one of these sides, so I've just been using a smart pistons to do half the work for me. And there are so many boats here because I've had to make new ones to come and rescue my stuff. I don't even know how many times. I think I was on like 37, 38 deaths last episode. I don't even want to guess how many I've got this time. Okay, so here is Prima being helpfully very quiet for the moment. Yep, no sand at all. And I've gotten all of this, like, rail put up, and as near as I can tell, it is in fact perfectly placed. And every time I see those bubbles, I know somebody's trying to shoot at me, but I'll be fine. So I'm pretty sure I've gotten these from testing perfect. So there's 7 regular rails, and then a powered rail on either side, so every 8th rail is a powered rail, and I think that's the bare minimum you need. And the idea is that Prima comes along here and ends up inside of, like, that spot there. Now, I don't know, based on Prima's size, if she'll take damage from this one solid block at the end. So I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to be, like, ready in a heartbeat to get rid of it. And otherwise, the tower that I've built up should be perfectly safe. Emphasis on should. I have made sure there is space on all sides, so she should be okay. She also has somewhere in the region of about 40-60 health, so that shouldn't be... she should be in and out of there fast enough that I don't think she'll die. Once she gets out of here, I do have some splash health potions cooked up, although that is a tale in and of itself, because I had to find a fortress the whole way through. So we pretty much just need one bit of rail there, which I can not anymore get from... Thanks for that, Prima. Let's just drink that. I can just squeeze out from there. If I can pick it up, please. No? Come on. Thank you. Okay. Just plunk that there. Okay. So now, if we give her a good nudge, she should fly off and away. Ow. Okay, that went not perfectly. Ow. Come on, I'm trying to do like a video here. I'm trying to give you a better lease on life. Granted, it's a life devoid entirely of water, but come on, work with me here. And I can't... this would be easier if I had slightly more rail, but I really don't. And I don't think I can push her. At least I can't push her fast enough. Come on. Yeah, I don't think she... Oh, I think I know what's happening. Okay, I think that's turned off. If I turn it on, you're still not moving. Let me see. Powered, true. Okay. Come on, move. I'm glad I called you Prima. I can say it's short for Prima Donna. Whoa. And she's gone. Okay, let's take a look. I don't see her. Is she gonna come into view down here? I hope so. Yes! Perfect. And she's not taking damage. Yes! So F3 and T to re-engage the sound engine. Yep, there we go, just in time. Ha! So here we have our first fully contained Elder Guardian and not taking damage at all. Perfect. So now I need to build rails around to get Secunda and Tertia. But that's one less Elder Guardian. Now the range of their mining fatigue is about 50 blocks, give or take. So from here, Prima is no longer affecting the ocean monument, which makes it 1/3 easier to work with. That's really not saying very much, though, I have to say. But, yeah. So we've got Prima. Next up, I need to grab Tertia. Well, probably Secunda. Secunda, like, naming them from top to bottom. Secunda will be our next one. And then they are destined for a long, infinitely long time rolling around underneath the dungeon so that people can't edit the blocks there, or at least not as easily. By the full writ of the rules, they are to treat it as adventure mode, which means they shouldn't be able to modify any of the blocks at all. But no system has ever worked fully, like, as intended on just the honor system alone. So, building in some measures. But beyond that, our job today is to get a start on having an actual, like, workroom, an actual, like, maintenance area kind of place, if you will. Because I have just been jumping down a ladder that leads down the center of the initial pitfall here for who knows how long, and I have to come around here and drop down. There's the wiring, there's where my bed is, there's my new little, like, potions set up, my little farm, that kind of thing. And then I come down here, and I jump up here, and all of my storage is in these chests, which is right where players start off. So that's a bad place. So we need to get finally around, if I can have some milk, just get this mining fatigue off. I'm now way far enough away for it to be perfectly safe. Okay. So the plan that I have in mind is that we will use a piston lift system to get us in and out, and it will end up somewhere around here, just sort of like innocuously, maybe even around here, because there's a nice little convenient cave that isn't used at all. And oh, sun going down. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, we need to do that. Now there is a slight problem with this plan, which is that I have a grand total of no iron. In fact, you can see my armor here is, like, ready to blow off. I've got, like, a chain helmet, that's it. I have 7 iron ore. That is the full extent of it. Now I do actually have a nice and handy, I'm not quite 100% certain where I left it. So here, yes it is, a nice and handy fortune-free, unbreaking-free pickaxe. But that doesn't matter whatsoever for iron, so I need to go on a bit of a mining expedition, and I don't know if I'll take you guys with me for that one again. But I do have 1 unbreaking, 1 efficiency 2 diamond pickaxe, and a digging pick of efficiency 4 and unbreaking 3, which I recently made. I've been using Sparks's different Sparks to Knight of Fangs. Sparks is like XP farm and enchanting area. In the meanwhile, I haven't seen him on in a while, so I don't actually know if he's still on the server, come to think of it. But then again, I rarely see anybody else on the server. It's always the way I seem to find. I seem to end up being either always the only person on the server, or rarely not the only person on the server. But, oh well. I get to talk in Yammer, so there's that. There is actually a little bit of server news, which is that the trouble I've been having recently with RememberCam on the server, which was every single time he grazed a block that wasn't air, basically, he would shoot about 50 blocks up. Now, I was understandably rather confused when this decided to suddenly start happening, so I sent a message in the chat asking, is this intended behavior or is there a command block messing up? And I was informed by Monkey that, in fact, that is exactly what should have been happening from the day that RememberCam was actually added to the server. And here's some of our splash potion. Well, you do need blaze powder to make this work now. It's running a bit low, and unfortunately I'm out of blaze rods, so I kind of happy I managed to actually snag the coordinates for the fortress I managed to find, because it's the first one I found on the server, but I digress. Nope. Nope, not with an incomplete set of junky armor am I going out in there. Lit. Right. So, yeah, that basically is intended to be to prevent your your camera accounts, basically, which is what the spectators are on this server, from going through the world and searching around and cheating. Now that ties in with the fact that I don't actually even know, ooh, witchy over there, even know what the seed is for the map that we are currently on. Okay, if we say I want to be around here, then we'll be looking at 1222 minus 29, 29. Okay. So yeah, I don't even know what the seed of this map is, so I can't, for example, plug it into, what is it, World Painter? I'm not sure. I can't put it into Amidst, that's the old program, to try and figure out, like, where the witch huts are, which is why I was so tremendously amazed when I finally found one in the course of Queen of Madness. 12, 22, and then 29, 29. Okay. So, this way. Keep that up. So, yeah, it's understandable. Basically, if you can't find the information out using F3 at the most in vanilla, in survival mode, then it's not information about the map that you are ostensibly allowed to have. Now, I'm perfectly fine with that. I was mostly just confused about why this was suddenly happening to Remember Cam, because it makes doing time lapses like my Never Tunnel time lapse completely impossible. Let me put a block there because I'm going to be hitting. Yeah, I'm going to be hitting some some sand at some point in this. Carry on. There it is. Okay. Right. Now, since I don't have the iron to actually make the pistons I need to do this, we will not be having a redstone session in this particular video. But maybe next time. Hopefully next time. So, yeah, now there are some problems that I noticed. Monkey's advice, fairly straightforward, understandable, is to go personally wherever I want Remember Cam to be filming from, and then just use the spectator teleport command menu to, like this, just standard click to find someone's head and then go to their menu to position them. Now, that makes sense, except for when I want the camera to move, because currently, if Remember Cam touches any block that isn't air, and that includes torches and ladders and water, he shoots 50 blocks up until he hits the sky, and that is problematic, to say the least. Now, there are ways to fix this. For example, half of the stuff that I've been working on for the Spring Realms, which you can see the entire stream of that I did fairly recently on the channel. But yeah, half of that is fairly based. It's based heavily around the tag system, which is available in 1.1, which is what this server is on. We can see that 1.1 plus Optifine because frames is based on tags. So you select everybody. You select everyone who has like air where they are. You then like remove everyone from that selection that has like a torch at their head, and or you just in this case I think it's just teleport everybody in spectator mode who doesn't have the tag of like air at their head or whatever. I don't know exactly how Monkey's wired it, but it'd be very easy to just add in a couple extra chain command blocks to say, okay, well, if this person has a torch at their head, then we can allow it, or if this person has ladders at their head, then we can allow it. And that will make it work a lot more forgivingly, for want of a better term. I don't think there's any loss to be had by having someone's head inside of a torch or a ladder, or even underwater, for that matter. Lava, maybe, and any solid block, definitely, but a couple of exceptions, I think, could be allowed. Now, this is entirely at the like mercy of the actual like moderators of World of Madness. This is just me spewing out ideas that I think might improve things. I definitely cannot claim expertise as like somebody running a server. Heck knows Undermine can like very happily verify that I'm not an expert at running a server. But you know, it's just my ideas. But yeah, so that's something that's recently happened with the spectators, which is apparently the code was running perfectly the whole time. It's just that it was slightly misworded so that it only actually worked on Monkey's character. Which I don't think actually Monkey has a camera account. I think it was just him testing it, and it was just literally on him. Which, since he plays in survival mode on occasion, wouldn't have actually come in handy at all. But anyways. So otherwise, can't do, at least until that gets sorted out or altered or whatever, any subterranean time lapses, which unfortunately, given the nature of our build, is basically all of them. So, gonna be putting those on hiatus, alas. I do like doing time lapses. They're a nice way for me to just like sit back, watch a video, and or watch a movie usually, and just Minecraft for like an hour or so. Get some stuff done. Although I will say I usually plan out what it is I'm going to be time-lapsing, and 9 times out of 10 it ends up taking me like 20 minutes. Which is granted, like, actually a full episode in length, or maybe longer. But, nonetheless, I kind of usually expect them to last a bit longer than that. I guess I underestimate the speed at which I can Minecraft. I don't know. Okay, so yeah, I'm basically just building a tunnel to where this lift is going to be. And clearing out a bit of space around here. I'm going to keep the space that's above here, because that way I know I'm not going to accidentally jump and trample any crops. Except for maybe over here, but I can fix that with some slabs or something. Make the space look nice, because I've been living in a hovel for who knows how long down here. But I'm definitely going to go on a big, long mining expedition in the far distance for iron, and I'll come back, hopefully with a few stacks that'll last me an episode or two, no doubt. You know, as long as it takes me to need more pistons or some such. Or more armor because the Guardians ripped it from me again, who knows. But hopefully we can make a hovel a home. Hopefully at some point in the near future. And meanwhile, I'm just gonna keep thinking, how much more turbo does it have? 66. Okay, well that's like that is unbreaking free, and it has a full efficiency of 1561, so that I can expect to last for quite a while. Hopefully at some point I can actually like improve it even further. I do need to go fishing for some more name tags. I don't currently have my my 202 textures on, but I've been looking at reinventing those slightly, because Monkey showed me that you can indeed texture only the buttons. In fact, let's have a look at that. So, resource packs, sandstone buttons. So this one specifically works on all stone buttons, whereas the other one, the V2 that you saw there briefly, only affects buttons that are on doors, or on walls rather. So if we have a look over here, we can see that indeed the buttons have changed, but the stone hasn't. And that's just the actual cobblestone, but if we take a look down here, we'll see, of course, the regular stone, and that hasn't changed. So it is possible to have retextures for stone buttons and other kinds of buttons that aren't actually world-encompassing. I kind of prefer it when it is world-encompassing, but nonetheless, it's a nice little touch. So I might look at doing a few more specific ones like that. So the ones that are on the floor look like pebbles, and the ones that are on the walls look like buttons or like creeper faces or whatever. I would like to try and get some custom sounds in for the zombies, because currently my kobolds sound exactly like zombies, which isn't terrible, but, you know, I'd prefer it to be better. And I don't know what I'm going to make this place look like. Speaking out of character as a Dungeon Maker Lang, I could make it reminiscent of the well from Witch in the Woods, because the two characters do have a bit in common, in that they both want to see people suffer, albeit for very, very different reasons. And Dungeon Maker Lang does actually want to reward people that get through the dungeon, so there is that to be considered. But I'll have a think. I'll have a mosey look around. We can see what I've come up with next time. So, with that in mind, before I start just drifting into, before I start drifting completely into time-lapse mode here, albeit at full vision, because as I've said, no camera. I can put, like, remember cam in for this, but it'll just be me digging out a tunnel, more or less. Oh, there it goes. It finally went. And how much faster is this, then? Whew, quite a bit. Okay. So, with that, I hope you've enjoyed, and I shall catch you all next time.